Hey everybody, this is a special episode that I'm doing. This is going to be for the Foundry, the Neverwinter Foundry, Neverwinter Foundry. So the Foundry, just to give you a rundown, the Foundry is a tool to create your own quests, campaigns for the game. You could literally make, if you had let's say you had a campaign that you were doing in a tabletop version, you could literally make that in Neverwinter. And the tool to do that is called the Foundry. Cryptic has had something like this in City of Heroes, starting with Architect Entertainment. If anybody remembers that from COH, I thought that was great back then. They've just made it even more refined through Star Trek Online, and I'm not sure if Champions Online has a Foundry, but this is the Neverwinter Foundry, so this is related to Neverwinter. I've gotten a few guild members and people of the community that I've known, and they've always come up to me like, "Hey, Puma, how do you even start making shit in the Foundry?" Well, I decided to run a little tutorial here, a little basic tutorial, nothing fancy, nothing nothing crazy, just some basic steps you could do to start off with your adventure making creativeness. And no, I'm not making a brothel, Sovin. I'm sure somebody's made a brothel already in this freaking game. But I'm not making a brothel. I'm just going to make a little home for roleplay. So this tutorial is going to include how to make a RP house, because some people, that's like the biggest question I get. And the other one is going to be a small quest for people to learn how to make a quest. Nothing huge, nothing big. So, how do you access the Foundry? Well, if you're here over the north, you already have access to it, and you access it from your Neverwinter character screen here, like you see on my screen right now. Or if you don't have the Hero of the North Founder pack, which I'm not trying to sell it to anybody, but if you don't have the pack, you have to wait till level 15, and then it unlocks for you. So, how to access it? Simply enough, just go down to the Foundry. And this brings up current quests that you already have out, published. This will also have quest campaigns that you already have published or working on. Some of these, you're going to have to kind of know in your head that if it's published or not. So, here we go. As you can see, I have a few things that have been published. And so you can have new quest and new campaign. If you click on new campaign, you just type in the campaign name, campaign description, what's it about, and then you kind of give it its own little banner. However, kind of goes with the theme of the campaign, and then you add any quests that you made with it. So you can make up to 10 quests and up to 10 campaign, which I'm not exactly sure how that all works out. I don't know if the I have to delete this. Okay, so it already. Okay, so that's easy enough. Just delete it. There. Okay, so I made 2 quests in a campaign, which I don't know why the quests don't go away. I figure the quests could be separate from the campaign quest, but maybe not. Maybe not how they view it. But anyway, in order to start to make a RP house, really simple. Just go to new quest. And this takes a few minutes. Wow. A minute or two to load. Some people might be really busy in it, so sometimes it might throw you in a queue. Okay, here's your essentially your dashboard, and the tab is called Quest. So you have Quest, Story, Maps, Dialogue Trees, Costumes, and Items. And I'll get to these tabs here in a moment. So, what do you want to name your quest? Well, we're going to name it, I don't know. You can name it anything you want, I guess. I'm going to name it Annie's RP Home. And then description. Now, since this is going to be an RP house, you want to at least make the other people know publicly that this is not a real quest. This is just a spot for you to RP. So just say, no, if I, just say, something like role player, RP spot, no fights, and then sometimes I'll go down, I'll make a couple of these dashes underneath. I'll just say like author's notes, RP spot for, I don't know, kind of pimp out the name. These are your private notes. If at the end of the night or something, you save your quest, and you need to type in notes like add shit to stuff, like something like that. You just leave yourself a little private note, or sometimes Cryptic will leave you something there. I know on one of mine, Cryptic leaves sometimes a message or two there. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, you can see that we already have an exclamation point, and this is kind of your task list here, and this will tell you what you need to do to get your story publishable for the game. So we need to add an objective to the story. Essentially, we need to start adding stuff to your storyboard here, and this is the story tab, and this is essentially where you lay out each step of your quest, from the first encounter to the last encounter and everything in between. So this is where you I call it the storyboard. So this is your storyboard. So it's asking you to add a map. So you have two choices: insert a Neverwinter or Adventure Zone map, or add a new custom map, quest specific. So for an RP house, you want to add a custom map, and now you get create new map. So you want to say the map name. I say RP Home. Just give it a quick name. You can give it a version. I don't give anything a version. Excuse me, a version of maps. I guess maybe that's if somebody's constantly updating the map, they could say version 1.5 or something. I don't know. I don't deal with it. Mentally, I keep that in my head. Okay, so this gives you a few choices here. You have an empty map custom, and then you have the indoor tab here. You see my mouse. The indoor tab is already pushed in, so it gives you already a predetermined what do I want to say? It gives you a predetermined list of already pre-made maps. These are like the pre-made maps. These are the ones that you probably have seen throughout throughout the game, and these are just they give you something to kind of like, okay, if you don't want to create your own map, you just pick one of ours and just fill it in with whatever you want. So, but for our RP house, people want custom maps. You don't want a predetermined map. They also have outdoor maps too. And they have a lot more outdoor maps than they do indoor, which is surprising if you think about it. But anyway, we want an indoor map, and we want to go to empty map custom and go ahead and hit create. Okay, so what is this asking you? Okay, so this is asking you essentially where's the map start? How do you get to your quest? How do you get to your home? Quest text. This is the text that tells you what your quest is. Just say go to RP home, and then it says here leave from missing, and you'll have a bunch of selections. So you can leave from anywhere, any entry point in Black Dagger Ruins. Let's say your character's like, yeah, I come from the Black Dagger Ruins. That's where my home is. Well, you got to port there and go to whatever trapdoor or door or barrel or whatever to get in there. But for simple purposes and for most people, they'll want to enter from the Protector's Enclave. So here we go. And you can zoom in to the map so you can kind of get a better look at the doors here, and you can scroll like here. So you have all these doors here. It says, Timor Street door, Courtyard door. You have a bunch of doors. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick the Fiddler's Path door, because that's my house right there. Okay? That's my house. So there you go. And you can say interact text. So when you go up to the door, it says hit F to enter home. So you could just say, like, enter home. Really simple. And then this over here is choose location. This is kind of like sometimes when you see the overview of the map and you have that little tab. Where is this at? So the Protector's Enclave is over here, I think, if I remember correctly. You just want to say house. Boop. Boom. Now, it's still saying that we need another task. So we need an objective to the story. Okay, well, first we sort of need a map. So right now we're going to leave this alone, because right now we need a map to essentially go to. So here we go. We're going to go to the map page, and there's two tabs in the upper left-hand corner. Here's the in the upper left-hand corner, which is detail and layout. Now, to kind of start your way to make a map, I go to layout first. It makes the screen brighter and things a little bit more simplified, because once you start getting into details, it gets really, really complicated when you're trying. So the layout tab really just kind of expands on things and makes everything kind of compact and simple to kind of move around. So I use layout first, and you can zoom out. And this whole blue square area, this is your canvas. You can use this canvas and put as many rooms as you want. I have an itch on my back. There we go. And yeah, so you can use that entire space, and you'll see here in a minute, like, the rooms don't take up an entire space. So this is going to be really cool. So in order to build your room, you go to rooms here. This is your asset library. This is everything you're going to use, all the tools you're going to use to put stuff into your house, make a home, whatever you want. Make a fucking tomb. I don't care. Just make something. So you're going to go to rooms, and most RPers, they want a home. So, I mean, you can choose from anything. Crypts. Except for if you're gonna choose like crypts, caves, or dungeons, it's a little more complicated to make your home. So, but this is a basic tutorial, so we're gonna simplify things. So you'll want to go to interior, and over here you'll see a listing of a bunch of human interior stuff, and you can get a 3D view. Just click on it once, and you get a 3D view of the piece that you selected. So there's a 3D view. And here's a human interior of a barn. So if your character lives in a friggin' barn, well, there you go. Barn right here. Here's a L shape. I'm not going to go through every one of these, but you can get the idea. You get a nice little 3D view of things. And what's really great about the Foundry is that each piece interconnects like a big puzzle. So you just slap it into whatever side of the other piece that you currently want. So let's see here. We want to go with what do we want to go with? We want to go with the large noble house. This is, and it tells you, gives you a little description. It tells you the size of it. A noble house, large size. We can go to a large peasant house. And you can zoom in on it. You can actually zoom in on it too and take a look. There you go. So Fiddler's Path. That's not the rich side of town. And then you have a human interior, medium. You have a bunch of interiors. Here's just a big old empty room that you can just do whatever you want with. Here's an orc looking one. So if you're a half orc, here's an orc looking interior. So let's see here. It's another orc one.